Welcome to the Broskiedoodles Podcast. My boy, Big J in the other side. Your host, as always, Kiko Cervantes. Like the thing, subscribe to it, help a homie out, leave a comment. I do this shit for the Frito. Yo, real quick, I'm trying to change the industry. I want to get right to the motherfucking topics. I'm tired of some shit that I've been noticing on Facebook, and it's when, I don't know if you've seen this, BJ, but it's like on Facebook there's this feature, or rather, whatever the fuck, like a thing that you can do on your birthday, where you can select, what are these things called? The fucking... This is great television. You can select one of these things that you donate to, right? Like an association. Charity, right? You can select one, and you tell people like, oh, it's my birthday, donate to me, and the money will go to this charity. And it's like fuck. So you want to be charitable, and you want people to know you're charitable, but you don't want to have any skin in the game. You don't even want to put $1 in. You want others to do it, right? So to me, when people do that, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's something that I need to like fix within me, and that's why I got you here, right? Because I want to make sure I'm checking up. You know, it's like checks and balances. Make sure that I'm not just going off the ledge here. Maybe I am wrong, but I feel that when people do that, and maybe you've done it if you listen to this, and I'm not, you know, like you can change, you can improve. So don't. I just think they're fucking like shut the fuck up. Like, no, I'm not, like I wouldn't even give you a gift, let alone gift it to something else. It's like you wanna be charitable by proxy. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and it just bothers me. And they feel like they're fucking being, you know, yeah, here, donate to the children in Africa on behalf of me. Like, no, you fucking donate to them. Why are you telling me to donate? So, have you seen this, and what do you think of it?
So first of all, I'd like to say happy birthday, Kiko, and I already donated to the Venezuelan kids that don't have any food or money, but are really hungry association. I mean, like, I don't know, bro. I mean, seriously, like, how can you expect somebody to take money out of their out of their personal thing? Like, these are, mind you, Facebook friends are like a dime a dozen, where you might have like met them once at a club, you added them to try to follow them to kind of like snoop around to see them, and that's it. Like, you never speak to them again, you never message them. Or like, these are like high school or college friends that you might have seen in the hall, and then you just added them because, hey, I know you're my friend now, but not really. And then you're expecting these people to pay you for your birthday, or to pay for this charity for your birthday. Yeah, and there's no way of knowing whether or not you personally contributed to this charity. You're just, oh, this is the charity that I most agree with, so go ahead and donate to them. And it would be hilarious if, like, you say one year, oh, just give me money because it's my birthday, and yeah, they end up giving you like $27, and then you the next birthday you're like, oh, just donate to this charity, whatever, and then you find out that you end up like raising like $200,000 because like the people that donated, and you're like, the fuck.
I mean, from what I understand, the little system or feature that Facebook provides actually makes it so that the money that people donate goes to the correct destination. Mm-hmm. Minus the 30 to 40% Facebook is gonna take, of course. so
then just donate to the Facebook association.
But the thing to me is just like, there's like a morality thing. Like, people, I don't know if technology is making it so that our fucking dumbass caveman brain is not going as fast as technology is. Mm-hmm. So we don't grasp a lot of these things that are happening. And in this case, I'm talking about this. Like, why do you think this is cool? Like, to me, you don't look cool. You look like a piece of shit. You know, not only are you trying to virtue signal that you're nice and a good person, you're like pushing it on me for me to also do it. So like, you're putting me in a position where I have to now. I don't have to, but it's like you're almost putting me in that place where I have to say no to a good thing. It's kind of like the people in the streets where they're like, "Hey, you want to help the kid dying in Africa?" And you're like, "No." It's like, wait, why are you putting me in that position, you piece of shit?
So you're pro kids dying in Africa? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And here in Spain, I've had kids be a bit like aggressive with it. Like, also, you don't want to help the kids that are dying in Africa. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but like something along those lines. And I will get back to them like, I mean, of course, I do have this little ace in the pocket. I was like, yo, bro, I come from Venezuela. My parents are dying over there. I got to send them money every month. Like, I'm already like, and they're like, oh, shit, my bad. No, my bad. And they're like, yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I think the word you're looking for is pretentious. It does seem a little bit pretentious to put that on your wall and expect people to actually like pay attention to that and donate. And
I much rather you say, look, you know what? It's my birthday. If anybody wants to hook me up and help me out, I'm trying to get, a few grams of ketamine and a 6-pack of fucking Bush Light, whatever. And I'm just trying to make a little, fire in Okeechobee Road next to the fucking overpass where there's a little bit of a river and trying to fucking, And I'm like, you know what, dog? Have $5, dog. I want you to have a good night. You feel me? Get you a little pack of Newports. You know what I mean?
Right, because that's a real experience. That's something that you can relate to. That's something that
it's
you
going
can be
to
like,
you. Like
right.
So even then, I'll be like, damn, this guy really is asking. You know what? I respect that. But now you're telling me to go and donate on your behalf to some other motherfuckers. Like, I mean, I'm not saying motherfuckers. Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm cool with them like being better. But just the whole chain of events makes me feel like I fucking hate you. Like, it almost feels like a first world country thing to do. Like, hey guys, it's my birthday. You guys want to donate on my behalf to a charity of my, selection? It's like, what the fuck is this? And to me, and it's funny that you mentioned something, that Facebook is such a fucking bizarre mixture of people that you have on your Facebook, because it's different from everything else. In Facebook, you have your close family members mixed with your friends that are close to you from very young age, across all of your different like experiences in life. And then you have this fucking miscellaneous motherfuckers that you added at the time that Facebook was starting to be a thing. So you thought it was like MySpace, where you just wanted to have everyone that you knew. And now you're very selective with it. Like, you don't add anyone else. Like, whoever got grandfather, like, if you have a fuck face on your Facebook, right, you might not ever like introduce a new fuck face of that level to your Facebook, but he got that fuck face got grandfather in back when Facebook didn't have the same standards, right?
No, and then you also have the Facebook friends that you added for like the Farmville games or or like those desktop games. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? I've never even met him, but I wanted to get like 2 coins from no sé qué, from the mafia bullshit, and now he's talking about a new world order and and like trying to take over the world and shit, and you're like, oh, I added that guy.
There's one thing also that I get sometimes when you join a new workplace, and then people at that workplace almost feel, I feel like they still think we're in the fucking MySpace era, where they need to add everyone they've ever seen in their fucking life to their Facebook. And it's like, dude, I sustain like barely any conversation with you, just like for fucking logistic purposes. Like, no, I don't want to fucking have you on Facebook where I'm posting very sensitive shit about things I shouldn't be talking about,
where I'm talking shit about my coworkers.
Yeah, like, this is the place where I'm like, okay, so today at work, this fucking bitch. Yes, she's from Colombia. It doesn't have to do anything with her ethnicity, but I wanted to address it. Like I don't know, dude. It's just it's fucking like it's weird, right?
Fucking Catalina and shit, bro.
And I have these people that just want to add me, and then I have to like ignore the adding, but they see me at work and they know that they've added me and I haven't added them, and but some of I mean, it's worse if they straight up come to you and they're like, oh, you haven't accepted me. Then I'm like, I mean, I haven't had that happen yet, and to be honest, I wouldn't even know what to say to a situation like that, right? I feel like a little kid where I'm like, if you ask me that, I'm like, wow, do I really have to tell you the thing I would have to tell you, and that make it so that you and me cannot speak ever in a social fucking place? Like, not because I'm gonna say anything that's gonna be like aggressive or anything, but it's just like, yeah, I really don't want to have you on my Facebook and have anything to do with my fucking personal life. Do you really want to ask me so that I can tell you that? And then this relationship is gonna become way more awkward,
I would probably, like, if a person confronted me about not adding them on Facebook or Instagram, I would just end up adding them, and then like like, all right, fuck it, I guess now we're friends. But then I'd also
like, oh, dude, I haven't accepted you there. My bad. I'm so bad with these things, bro.
Shit. Oh fuck, I didn't even look at that. But then, like, I add them, and then I block them from seeing my feed.
Dude, isn't it crazy how like a lot of society would simply just be like, oh really, I haven't?
Oh shit, oh I didn't, oh fuck.
With these social media things, it's
let me check on my fucking
my little nephew, he's really good with this thing. He's the one that helps me out with this shit. Fuck, I haven't said. You really? Oh fuck, I haven't. I don't even know. It's like, she's like, yeah, and you're very active on it, so it's just weird. It's strange.
No, like, oh, I haven't been on it all week, and I just saw you at lunch on your phone on Facebook. Oh.
Yeah, it's just strange.
It is strange. It is.
No, but and don't you also have this thing where you develop relationships on Facebook with people that you've seen once in your lifetime at a fucking concert, like a Linkin Park concert, where you bought liquor for some white chick from Wisconsin, and there was like a little feeling there, and then now you're Facebook friends, and then later on you find out she has a kid, but then she aborts the kid when the kid's 3, which is really more like murder, and then you start like seeing where people go, because Facebook came to us at a time where we were like, if I'm not mistaken, about like 18, 20. So it's now 10, 12 years later, we're seeing the people. You know what's crazy about Facebook? It's like you are having micro connections with people that you would have never had otherwise. You feel me? Like, normally you only keep in touch with like the very close people, and even then you lose touch with them. But Facebook allows you to know what's going on in the people's life that you've met across time, that you might have a very micro relationship with. Maybe this guy did my oil once and then he added me, or and now I know that he's had 3 abortions and he's been with
God.
And then you have the other friend that married one girl, and then later on you see there, and then now he married someone, and you're like, oh damn, this motherfucker just keeps going with it. And he's like, I'm not really good friends with him, I'm not close to him, but I know a lot about his life. Isn't that weird? We don't realize that, like, we know a lot about people's lives, and people are very welcome to letting you know about their lives, right?
All right.
On Facebook.
And then, my favorite one is when Facebook is like, oh, you remember this, like, from 7 years ago? And you're like, boy, was I a fuckhead back then, bro. Like 7 years back, and then you're like, oh shit, and you think about what you were doing in 7 years.
Shit like that makes me question about life. Like, when I've had some of those remembers from like 8 years ago, and I'm like, I start going in my Facebook trying to find everything to delete things. I'm like, yo, I mean, if I ever make it anywhere, I'm cancelable as fuck. And the worst thing about it is when you try to find everything you ever posted, Facebook doesn't show it. But they have it.
They have a record of everything.
Have everything you've ever fucking said. Even when you were retarded at 19. And you said some stupid shit. The girl from... there was a girl that was going to be like the editor of Teen Vogue. And it's funny because she's like the type of girl that would have like has gone against other people on some like, oh, look at what you wrote in your Twitter fucking 5 years ago, you fucking racist piece of shit.
Oh my god, one of those like a social justice warrior or something like that.
Yeah. So the irony is that she got the fucking spot, right, as the head editor, chief editor, whatever. And then people started digging because like that's a national sport now, right? And they started digging. They found some fucking tweets when she, like in 2012 or some shit, when she was like 17 or 18, where she said some shit like, oh, I'm gonna have some Chinese food. I hope there's no like cat in it or some shit like.
Oh my god, bro.
And now she's getting canceled. And part of me is like, you see, bitch, you see the type of shit that you fucking like you
started, yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously I don't support her being canceled for that stupid shit, but I'm just like, you see where this shit goes? Like everyone, dude, and you just said it best. Like if you want to know about everyone's skeletons, every time you see one of those remembers from Facebook about 7 years ago, you look at it, you're like, wow, what a fucking dickhead. Like,
dude, Facebook started in 2004, bro.
Oh, don't you feel very like what the word is cringy when I see those remember from 8 years, very few of them. There are some of them, very few of them where I'm like, damn, I'm a pretty cool kid back then.
Yeah.
And then others, but most of them is just like, ugh, fuck.
Yikes.
Yeah. Like just how loose I was about things. And I'm not trying to be like a bitch about like it's just really just being retarded. So but I think, yeah, like Facebook just has that thing, and I hate the people that want to ask you for shit on their birthday. So fuck off and yeah, like eat a dick. well, now that we're on this topic, I'm gonna rant on it already. Fuck it. I'm on this, and this I don't want to say it bothers me because this is fucked. Like I know people use this as like a venting place, but you know people that are like always posting what they say to their loved ones, like, happy birthday, grandpa, I love you, you're the star of my life, I remember. And it's like, your grandpa doesn't even use a computer, he won't see this. Who are you writing this to, you dumb bitch?
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
I know this is bad, I'm sorry, but really, like, I don't know, bro. Like, you will never see me, if you go through my face, you will never see me put anything about like fucking happy birthday, mom, or Father's Day, nothing. I tell that to them.
Right.
I tell it to the people, the only one that matters on that day. And even, I mean, my mom, she appreciates it. My dad, I call him for Father's Day. He's like, are you a fucking faggot? And I'm like, I'm sorry, dad. That sounds really fucked up for my dad. Nah, that's not what he says. But like, you know, he's just like, oh, Father's Day. What, motherfucker? I've been raising you and paying for your shit your whole life. What do you mean Father's Day? It's one motherfucker. I mean, he doesn't talk to me. He loves me. My dad loves me. But I'm just saying, he's that old school type, right? Not too old school where like he's racist or anything. He's just he's insensitive, right, about shit. And if my dad put it like this: if my dad was to see a Facebook post where I post about him on Facebook, he would beat the fuck out of me. He'll be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Putting the family name down.
He's that old school. Well, he'll beat you.
Yeah, but I mean,
figuratively.
I'm sorry.
Figuratively.
I think that's corny as fuck. I think that's corny. I wouldn't. I don't know.
I mean, not that he's actually gonna like. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're exaggerating.
Well, you tell me, what would your dad do if you fucking put like a little Facebook post about Father's Day and how much you loved it when he, like, I don't know, wiped your ass, and you know, I don't know. Or maybe I'm being a piece of shit dick. I don't know. Let me know.
I don't even have him as a friend on Facebook or Instagram. Sorry, Dad, because I got a lot of shit there that I don't want you to see. But I also don't find myself. Yeah,
I mean, my dad is not on Facebook either. But if, like, I'm just saying, like, that's why it makes more. It's funny because he wouldn't know that. So like, that's why I find it like your grandpa doesn't use Facebook. It's always like some grandpa post. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know, like
like it piggybacks on the whole thing with the donation thing. Like you're leading the world to believe that you're good and you're nice, and then you do things for, to help people out, or you really love your family. But at the end of the day, that doesn't show that, because you're not sending it to the person. You're just posting it on the web for people to see that you really care about your grandpa, your grandma, your mom, your dad, your sister, like, oh, it's National Siblings Day, so I have to say something to my sibling to show them that I love them. No, like you show them by loving them on a daily basis. You show them by helping them out when they need help. You don't show them by putting a post and seeing how many likes you get. That's not how you show love and gratification to your family members for being there when. And just
to be clear here, I know that a lot of people, I mean, life is hard and we all go through mental bullshit. And I know a lot of people use this platform to sort of express a bit of who they are, and this helps them. And for a lot of people, it's done in a healthy way, and I know how it can help. But everybody knows those fucking annoying ass motherfuckers that are always like on some virtual signaling bullshit, and it's just like, it's so cringy when I see it. So whatever. I just wanted to to say that I think that it's important for us to find out the things that we hate and then share it with each other. I think the world is lacking hate, and that's why we're in this little puff bullshit that's going on now. They tell us we have a little what? No,
it seems like there's a lot of hate.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
It's just misdirected. It's misdirected.
No, there's a lot of hate. I'm not trying to say that there isn't. But all right. Yeah. So the next topic, I wanted to, I'm on a ranty attitude today.
Right.
And this actually was on Facebook as well.
Did you take your medicine today?
I have taken it double, and I think it reversed the effect. So,
the effects.
So I was on Facebook, and you see posts about everything, and then there's this post right where they tell you like this little wonderful phrase or story, and it sells itself like a very insightful thing, when really, like, at the end, you're not really saying shit. So let me, go by quick. So it's like, it says, a professor gave a balloon to every student, right, in this dormitory. Mm-hmm. And they had to inflate it and write their name on it and throw it in the hallway. The professor then mixed all of the balloons, and the students were given 5 minutes to find their own balloon. So it's like, imagine like like when we went to UF, right, one of those Ivy Leagues, dormitories, hallways filled with fucking balloons, people trying to find their names. 5 minutes went by, and despite everybody searching, they couldn't find their balloon, right? So the professor said, all right, now instead, try searching again. But the first balloon that you grab, whatever name it is, you go and find that person and give it to him. Mm-hmm. And within 5 minutes, everybody had their balloon, right? So the professor's like, you see, these balloons are like happiness. We will never find it if everyone's looking for their own. But if we care about other people's happiness, we'll find ours too. And it sounds very cute. It sounds very fucking.
Yeah. I'm inspired. You're inspired. Now right? I'm gonna go blow up some balloons and start. Spreading them out of town and shit.
Yeah, but when you really look at it, it's like you're comparing two things, right? You're trying to make a metaphor out of these two things. That to me is like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not saying shit. Like, no, it isn't. Happiness isn't that. Like, happiness is. And maybe I am being a grunty bitch, and that is part of the equation. But
I'm gonna say yes with that.
But don't you see a lot of these little like sayings and little phrases in social media where it's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Like things like, the present is the only thing that matters because it's what you're living at the moment. And it's like, yeah, that's the definition of the present, you motherfucker.
like some circular thinking, like kind of like a horoscope almost.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry about the past because at the end of the day, you cannot change it. And you're like, yeah, you said a fact about like life.
you made a statement, an observation.
So I don't know. It's just, maybe I am being a cunty bitch, but what do you think of that phrase? Do you think it makes sense? Like, oh, you put these balloons. If you're looking for somebody else's happiness, at the end you'll find both. Is that even some, like, what do you think about that?
I mean, when I have heard that experiment before with the balloons, and that does make sense about making it more efficient to find the names on the balloons to do that. But I don't necessarily see how that translates into happiness, right? That's just like something that he came up with. I think he came up with the happiness thing first, and then designed the experiment around the happiness statement that he had, but things like happiness are subjective. Like, everybody's happiness is different, so like you can't really say that your happiness is dependent on other people's happiness or not. And so I feel like sometimes those sayings do help you. It's not that it helps you, like, now I have an epiphany now. But sometimes in this world that we live in, we're getting pulled in so many different directions. Sometimes we just need like a solid like something to bring us back to the ground. So I feel like sometimes those sayings actually do help me focus on what I want to do. But other times I'm like, I mean,
isn't it like kind of like a placebo? You do sometimes get like the placebo effect, like the whole, like the one you're talking about. The past is behind you, and the future is ahead of you. You can't worry about the past or the future. You can only worry about where the present, and cherish the present because it is a gift. That's why the word present is in. That's why it's called the present, because
it's a gift. Present, yeah, like a gift.
The present is a gift. Yeah, shut the fuck up, you fucking yoga motherfucker. I don't give a fuck.
But
I mean, it ties a lot to religion, right? Like, it ties up to like finding things that, like, I mean, that's what the horoscope is too, right? Like, everything that just try to
let's not go with a religion, but let's go with spirituality.
Okay. Is it because like it offends you?
No, because I have my convictions with religions as well. I don't want to offend anybody, especially today. Okay. Like today, we're recording on Good Friday.
On Good Friday, and I will release this today. So if you're listening today in the Good Friday, I did have a pepperoni pizza today, but it was not red meat. It was a bit orangey. So
it was orange. It was synthetic. It was a 3D printed pepperoni.
I mean, if you really think about it, this shit probably wasn't even like animal produce, right? This is most likely some sort of MGMO. Lab created fucking string of whatever the fuck. All right, so yeah,
the spirituality does come into play with these sayings. Like, you're supposed to like find your center or find the one within you or whatever, like that whole route. I can't find it right now, but I had a poster of like 10 different sayings that the Dalai Lama had, and I had it on my wall, and I took it down. Not for any particular reason. I actually did agree with most of those sayings. That's why I bought the poster. But like you said, they're just facts. They're just like common sense facts that sometimes we forget about it in the day to day because we're just like caught up with so much. But when you read them, it actually helps you center yourself and like, look, think about what you're doing, think about where you want to go, and think about where you want to be once this is all said and done, and then those things come into play like that. Sometimes they're bullshit. Most of the times they could be bullshit, but I don't see them like, you have to live your life by this rule, or by this statement, but the statement does help you, mentally.
Yeah, like for example, I have a lot of, when I say a lot of friends, that sounds bad for me, guys. Chill out. I have friends
that a lot of Facebook friends
that have had I have a lot of Facebook acquaintances that have had issues with drug addiction. Okay. And I mean we're completely acceptive That's a word that's in the dictionary. Of everybody that has addictions. I mean, here in this podcast, we're very known for food addiction, but we've had other episodes where we had friends come on that have addiction, and they talk about like drug abuse and addiction, and it's a real thing. So it's fucked, right? But I've had my share of friends that have had addiction with drugs, and I just forgot what I was gonna say.
We're talking about the spirituality and the.
Oh yeah. So yeah. He's like, all right, go on.
Can we talk about your addiction?
Now that we're on this, Kiko.
So this is actually an intervention.
Yeah. No, but I've had friends that like gone into like rehab centers that were like religious, right? Like really like Christian, evangelic and shit.
Okay.
And I'm not a religious person, right? Like, but I'm not one of these like atheist pieces of shit that are like, when you die like a lizard, you motherfucker. like I think that when you, I don't know what happens. Like, I'm in the field where I don't know. It could be that there's a God, so that's why I never say shit like, oh, if there is a God, strike me with the lightning. I never say that, except now that Bagata. So like, this is like a saying in Venezuela. It's like, si existe se respeta. Like, I don't know if it exists, dog, but if it does, I respect that shit. You feel me? So like, I don't, it's like, si vuelan, vuelan, like if they fly, if the witches fly, then I respect them motherfuckers. So, but whatever. So I'm not, religious, but some of my peeps have gone to rehab centers that are Christian, and they come back and they're like, yo, Kiko, I need you to preach this shit. Like, yo, you gotta come with me to the church, bro. Like, this shit is straight up, bro. Like, it changed my life. Like, Kiko, I think, and I'm just like, dog, really not, like, I'm cool. Like, I'm happy that you like found something that like guides you and shit, but like, I'm not into it, and like, my life is not too fucked up just yet. So like, what I'm trying to say is that some people, it is better that they have religion or some spiritual thing that guides them than the alternative. Like I find it that there's some people that are fucked, and if you could find in this peace to allow you to live a decent life, then who am I to say that's not the right thing for you to follow? So that's why in the past I used to be like a piece of shit atheist that was just angry at people that believed in anything. Like, oh, you believe in a spaghetti monster, motherfucker? And
what
now
if I eat that bitch?
I'm just more accepting. Like, yo, if you believe that and that makes you feel like cool, man. Like, who the fuck am I to say? Like, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's really happening. So yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, these sayings that I'm talking shit about allow you to go through life in a more serene way, And I think at the end of the day, what religion really provides in any sort of community is the sense that there's hope, that there's things that can be done, that there's help that can be provided, and it gives you a little bit of sense of humanity and an assertiveness that there is something that, because sometimes we get caught up on how evil we are that we forget how beautiful humanity can be as well. Right. Oh, you didn't think I was gonna go there, right? You see how we wrapped that shit in and fucking made it beautiful?
Write it into your fucking Instagram post, bro.
Fucker, take that. I'm gonna make a poster out of this shit. Like in middle school, your teacher will have a bunch of posters around. You're gonna see me and fucking BJ doing posters, motherfucker. Hallmark cards, dog.
Write it into your next your next track.
Straight up. All right, changing subjects. I told you this story a long time ago, BJ, and I'm gonna repeat it now because I haven't spoken about this and I thought it was funny. I went to a doctor recently, right? Just to like get a normal checkup. I normally get my normal checkup with like the government doctor, right? Here in Spain, it's sort of like, imagine 1930 Soviet Union, right? It's sort of that style. I'm talking shit. People are like, I mean, it works, but it is very.
Do they not have penicillin?
I mean, they have really weird procedures, but it works,
How many fingers do they use?
Every time I go, the nurse is like, hello, come over here. We're going to take the blood pressure. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? No, but, whatever. But now with the whole COVID thing, everything's collapsed. So getting like getting like an appointment to see your doctor for like a regular checkup is like a mission. Like it's almost like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? You want to get a normal checkup? There's people dying. Don't you fucking get it? We have Wuhan bats flying everywhere. We fucking get, like, and you're like,
what?
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm just scared. Right? I'm like, I'm staying home. So I went to like a private doctor, right? Because through my work, I can, I have an insurance. I can, like, let's try it out. Let's go to some private doctor, right? Because this is what capitalism brings, right? And this is not gonna be a good example of capitalism because this was a very shitty doctor. This is like, I don't even understand how the private market allowed this doctor to come into market, right? Like, and sustain profitability. I almost feel like they're working at a loss because there's no way that the market rewards this type of doctor. I go to the doctor, right? They measure my blood pressure, my things, right? The classic things. You're not behaving, right? You're eating the things that you like, but not okay. Yeah, you're fucking up, right? You're drinking, you shouldn't drink, right? You're smoking, you shouldn't smoke, right? All these things, right? Okay, so this is what you have to eat. And then she had then like some other lady, a nurse, write, like the numbers of like blood pressure, weight, height on a little paper, right? Like a note, like a post-it. But not enough to be a post-it. Like a post-it would have been too much of a nice of a paper. Like this was just a piece of fucking paper. This wasn't even a post-it. Couldn't
like he got the paper and like you ripped the end like
yeah.
He's like here right out here.
When the appointment is over, I'm like, okay, so when do I come back? Do you want to schedule And she's like, yeah, just call us, whenever you want it. And she's like, oh, take this paper. The paper with all my numbers. It's like, bring it back next time you come.
What?
And I'm like, oh, okay. And I left that place and I'm like, I have never been to a more whack as fuck doctor. This piece of shit bitch told me to take my piece of paper and bring it back. She's like, oh, the software's not working now, so just bring this back next time you come.
They don't even have like a physical file on you or some shit. You don't even exist.
It's like, hey, right now when you leave, turn on your recorder on your phone and sort of, explain as if you were explaining to a police officer what just happened here, what we spoke about, and in a few months when you come back, play it to me so that I can remember who the fuck you were, you piece of shit. And don't forget to pay on your way out for the appointment, you motherfucker.
Oh, man. You need to report them to the Better Business Bureau.
Man, some people... I don't know. I just don't... I hate that some people don't put that extra mile for their job, right? Like I don't know. Like, what's something that you have a passion for, BJ?
I mean, definitely the music, DJing, and
okay, so if you followed the podcast for a while, you would know that BJ is a master of sound mixing.
Master.
And,
shut up.
And what? Come on, man. Why at the end of the day, he is my friend because he's a humble human being, and that's why he's here. Because he's a humble person that doesn't know the value of the things that he's outputting. We're going to have a lot more live streams in the Broskiedoodles with him, with the fucking music, but we're just getting it all set up, okay? Keep in mind that we have over 400 people as staff working for this fucking podcast, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to get things done. That's why I'm trying to...
It's pretty hectic around here.
It's
yeah.
hectic. But okay, so BJ,
right now I'm
so
in the Miami office.
He's in the Miami office, and things are going good. Some people call it efficiency. I call it a headquarter. Okay, I'm just saying, let's fucking think positive, right? So you have a passion for music. You have a passion for giving people musical experiences that are out of the fucking natural world, right? Fucking little waves of sounds that come into your fucking brain, right? And they interconnect with the MDMA and they break a fucking vein. You don't want that happening. That's why you gotta drink a lot of water. That's what they say. That's what my friends say. I've never been to any of these things, okay? I was always studying at my house. So
always. By the way, catch me at EDC Orlando this year. You'll see what's up.
Yo, catch me at Ultra Music. Oh, he got banned? Yeah, he's that crazy. So.
Oh, wait, I got banned from Ultra? Fuck. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's not the whole... I just mean...
No, it's...
Oh, they were. Oh, I was selling too many beans. All right, okay. All right, no, I'll live stream it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, so you have a passion for music. What do you think is the step that people need to take to? Because everybody like Gary Vee and all these people that talk about like improving, they're always like, man, you gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. Are you talking about it or are you doing it? Right? Like there's this comedian Tim Dillon who like fucking rants on them as well, because it's true. Like a lot of these people just talk about the shit. Like I read some like meme today where he said like, oh, my friend just wrote a book about how to make money, but he needs some money to publish the book. And then somebody commented like, well, just tell him to read the book, you know. It puts in perspective like there's a lot of people that just tell you like, oh no, you just gotta do it, you know. But it's like, motherfucker, give me the steps. Like I remember when we had our anonymous friend in the podcast a few episodes back, where we talk about is a man episode, I think 67. We got to a point where we're like, all right, perfect. We recognize the issues. We recognize what are the pain points. We recognize what are the abstract goals. How about the specifics? What do I do tomorrow? And we got to it, and we fucking described it. Well, first of all, if you're in negative, you got to get to 0. You know, me and BJ, we're at -3. Now we're at -1. We're getting there, baby. It's happening. It's happening. So,
well, I mean, at the start of the episode, I was at -3. Now I'm at -5.
No, I don't think that's no. The mental has grown. Things have changed.
That's true. That's true. No, I'll agree to that.
What I'm saying is, you know, like, what do you think? Because I don't know. I mean, obviously, like I'm also caught in this little prison of bills and things I have to pay in life. But like people that have their dream, how the fuck do you think they are supposed to follow it? And I guess this is a bit of more of like the socialist part of me, right? Like we should have an universal income and then we should just all do art. But like, so what's the? I don't know. Let me just bounce some ideas with you. What do you think of this?
I mean, to really, if what you want to do, whatever dream you want to achieve, you have to want it more than anybody else around you. You have to be willing to give up, like sacrifice sleep, sacrifice going out, sacrifice doing things that you would otherwise have the ability to do. You have to sacrifice that time and invest in your dream, because nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody's gonna live your dream for you. Nobody's gonna wake up and help you out. If your dream is to be fit or to be healthy, nobody's gonna wake up for you and do it for you. You have to do it yourself. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be hard. And there's gonna be a lot of roadblocks and along the way that's gonna prevent you from doing it. But at the end of the day, you made the decision whether or not to pursue it. If you chose, you're like, you know what, I'm too tired today to go study music because I want to be a DJ or I want to do whatever. Then you're choosing to not pursue it. You're choosing to allow yourself to, just let that stay in the back burner, and then you chose sleep, or you chose rest, or you chose, let me watch some TV or play a video game. You chose that. You chose to do that over what is it that you're dreaming to do. And we are under this impression that we're gonna live forever, that we have infinite amount of time, and we don't. We're human beings. We can at any point in time. The tomorrow is not promised. You only have today. The present is a gift. But you have to take.
Fluffy motherfucker.
You have to take life by the horns and just every step that you take, think about where you're going. You gotta
pull yourself by the bootstrap.
Something like that. But basically, you have like
life is what you make of it.
You're gonna put it on your post.
Like, but isn't that one of those? Like, but yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, no,
I don't want you to lose your train
agree.
of thought. Please.
No, I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. Life is what you make of it. Kiko Cervantes. But dude, like basically, in order for you to really step forward and achieve your dreams, you have to take the steps. You have to make the decision to do it. Otherwise, it's never gonna come. Like you're never gonna just wake up one day. It's gonna happen. No.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is because like sometimes you see these stories of us like, I was tired of being behind a desk. I was tired of being in a cubicle. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna follow my dreams. And I became a fucking florist designer and it's like, wait. How did you keep paying the bills meanwhile things are fucking popping off? And I think that sometimes that's the hard part for people, that transition between you have a safe job in theory, it's a shit whatever job behind the desk doing whatever, and you're trying to like move into that business that you're gonna do or that idea. But then I mean obviously one of the solutions would be to save money, right? Like if you were able to save money, you can have some sitting around money for the next 6 months or a year. What other like strategies you think could be applied here? Things that like practical, not just like thinking about
I mean, practically, what could possibly be done? Once you get off of work, you have to take the steps towards, being proactive to like think about what is it that you want to do? What is it that you're dreaming of? What is it that you want to be? Take the steps towards doing that, even if it's little by little, even if it's something as small as making a plan. Like all right, so I want to be a florist, or I want to be an engineer or something. What does it take for me to be that? And you start looking at, like, you start doing research, and you start doing whatever it is that you want to do. So you at least walk in with a plan, knowing what it is that you want to do, and then also you have to give up some like you have to sacrifice your time that you would otherwise use doing something that you enjoy doing. That's kind of like I call it consumption, like surfing YouTube, surfing on Instagram, Snapchat, playing video games, watching TV, watching movies. You're consuming information. You're consuming
content,
like a content. Exactly, you're consuming content. So you have to give up some of that time, at least an hour or two a day, and invest it, because you're actually investing that time into your dream, whatever it is that it may be, to pursue it. Because like I said, nobody's gonna do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And the longer you take, the harder it becomes to actually achieve it.
Yeah, it seems like the big skill that gets you successful, if you could like just put it down to one thing, it's condensing, like being condensing to one. It's like being able to sacrifice present satisfaction for future rewards. And I think that concept is the hardest shit of life,
Exactly.
I think that's like the thing maybe that separates us from animals, where we're able to, instead of going by our instinct of what's going to make us feel good. I mean, well, I personally am not the best example of it, but in general, humanity, right?
Right.
We've been able to progress because people have been able to sort of to put aside the present enjoyment and sacrifice that, so that in the future, like either by saving coins of gold instead of spending it in the prostitutes. I don't know what type of entertainment they had in the 1700s, but I would assume that that was something that people partook on. I'm pretty sure that's a verb. So yeah, it's funny because that's the hardest shit to do, like sacrificing the present for the future. It's such a fucked up situation. I understand that animals cannot really do that. Like an animal cannot even understand the fucking concept of like, what up. I'm not gonna eat this now. Are you fucking stupid? Like,
it's gonna waste.
Give me this shit or I'll rip your face apart. What are you talking about? It's like, no, it's because if you don't eat this now, later it's gonna be better. It's gonna taste better. I'm telling you. If you save this money now, later you can buy a house. I really tell you. And it is true.
And you don't need all these calories now. You can save it for tomorrow.
Right, but then we became too smart for our own good.
Yeah.
So
it sucks. But it's part of life. And but then the next question that I have is, okay, you forgo these going out to eat or saving this time and money for the future, but like then you're 60, you have billions of dollars in your account or whatever the fuck, but you're like 65 or 60 or 70 or whatever, you're old as fuck. And so now what do you do? Yeah, now you can't. Now your heart isn't working as right, so now you can't go on that drop of fear or drop of death that you could have gone when you were 30, but you didn't because you wanted to save money or whatever to then enjoy it down the line. So then what? Like, what are you saving for? What are you trying to do? So that's why it's just as important to forego current instinctual appetites for future earnings, but at the same time you also have to think about how far do I want to take this? Like, where do I want to go with this?
Right, like there has to be a balance, right? Because otherwise, like what you're saying, right? Like I know people that you meet sometimes, like along the way, right? Like you take a vacation to some island and you meet some kid that's been, or a couple that been like, backpacking in the last 3 years, and they're like, we just always figure it out, we just figure it out. and they're just living it. They're experiencing it, they're in fucking, we lived 6 months in Turkey. Then we went to the Himalayas, and we just kicking it with people, like the tribes, the orangutans, it's all.
We visit Le Marseillaise, en France, c'est le oui, sacré bleu.
We've been everywhere, we've been everywhere, and you're like, okay, and then so do you have any belongings, like any. Like, what do you? No, we don't believe in belongings, So, and they seem happy as fuck, right? And
right.
It almost like I see those people and like, damn, you have a courage that I'm pretty sure you lose as you age. I mean, I've talked about this in other podcasts. I feel like that little spark to do like crazy shit. I don't have that to the same extent, nearly to the same extent I had it 10 years ago. So. That this will happen with these kids eventually. And if you just keep saving money for like a future thing, then maybe these kids are doing it better. Maybe them fucking around and just going out there with no money and just doing their thing, they're living a better, more, I wouldn't say better, but at least, I mean, that's, objective, but not
like a more fulfilling life.
Right, like they're actually living the things. I mean, some people would argue that. I mean, they would argue that. They're like, dude, man, we're living life, bro.
I mean, yeah. So some people, to a certain extent, that's a plentiful life for them. Some people require to have a house. Some people just require to wake up with a cup of coffee. Some people have different needs that need to be met in order for them to be happy in their life. Some people require to have 17 cars in their driveway and a private jet and a mansion house. Other people require, just a little tent. It depends on what you need for you to be happy.
Well, and before we leave, I will give you guys this last little, cheesy phrase that you would hear.
Lame saying.
Yeah. They say like you're not rich just for having money, like you're rich for having low cost of operations. So if you make $1 million but you spend $5 million, you're broke. But if you make $10,000 but you spend $1,000 a month, then you're fucking cruising. So right. I guess what I'm saying is lower the cost of your fucking shit. Follow your dreams, make a game plan, and definitely do not follow the examples that me and BJ have shown you on this podcast.
Especially not in our Facebook post before high school.
Yeah. And we're just making it known that if something does come out, we already said like, look, that's not us. We've grown. Okay, we've evolved, and we're in a much progressive state now, and we're learning about, we're every day we're going to progress.
Can we?
Can like the Papa John guy. The Papa John guy is still learning how not to say Papa the N-word.
That's why I'm Little John.
Yeah.
The Papa John. I'm gonna say a preemptive sorry because of whatever I did in the past. I don't know what I did, just in case. You know how like your parents would like beat you, and then you'd be like, "What was that for?" It's like, I don't know. You haven't done anything yet, but this is just in case.
I just wanted to have one in.
I'm sorry.
So that I wouldn't be late for the second one. You fucking piece of shit.
Sorry.
Well, guys, thank you for joining in. Subscribe, please hit the like button. I'm trying to get that subscriber count up. I'm trying to fucking give the people incentive. We want to have like new guests coming in. We want to have fucking like Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, fucking Britney Spears. They're all we're all talking at the moment for that. So join also. No, not join. I would say follow on iTunes and Spotify. And thank you for fucking tuning in. Take care. BJ. Thanks. Peace. Thanks.